getting busy with B. She too busy being beautiful, it's busy to be. We busy being busy, baby, that's the way it should be.
I tune into my station, baby, and get busy with B.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with B. We busy being brilliant, breaking down your issues with B. The best of being busy, baby, that's the way it should be.
I tune into my station, baby, and get busy with B.
What we talk about, we can talk it out. Ladies news, advertisement, what we bark about. Charity, celebrity, what we talk about. Therapy, prosperity, what we talk about. I'm from the nation cap, home of the Nets. We winning on you, Bammers, baby, best believe it. We losing all you. Black violence with straps, can't depend on politicians, gotta watch our own back. Put the guns down, youngins, life's about funnin'. Hate to see funerals, but love to give money. Shout out to VA and PG, you see us coming, MDDC, be more what it.
Busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free. Getting busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with B. She too busy being beautiful, it's busy to be. We busy being busy, baby, that's the way it should be.
I tune into my station, baby, and get busy with B.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with B. We busy being brilliant, breaking down your issues with B. The best of being busy, baby, that's the way it should be.
I tune into baby, and get busy with B.
What we talk about, we can talk it out. Ladies news, advertisement, what we bark about. Charity, celebrity, what we talk about. Therapy, prosperity, what we talk about. I'm from the nation cap, home of the Nets. We winning on you, Bammers, baby, best believe it. We losing all youth, the black on black violence with straps. Can't depend on politicians, gotta watch our own back. Put the guns down, youngins, life's about funnin'. Hate to see funerals, but love to give money. Shout out to VA and PG, you see us coming. What it do, dummy?
Getting busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free. Getting busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free. What's going on? What's going on, world? Oh my goodness. It's been forever. It feel like forever, okay? When you're not doing what you love to do, it tends to feel like forever. But I took a little break, guys. I am human. I was going through my own shenanigans, just recentering. If you notice, I haven't really been on Facebook, Instagram. I kind of been in my cocoon. But it's something about the springtime. I don't know if it's my birthday's coming, but I always feel like it's a new year, a new start, a new beginning. And it's just like I'm outside, okay? I'm joined today, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see my handsome guest right here. I know him as Mr. Ward. Look, I almost said Mr. Ward 8. I know him as Mr. Ward 6, okay? Thank you. Introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Mr. Ward 6. Instagram, Mr._Ward_6. Also, you can see my Twitter, Mr. Ward 6, or Nathan Brown on Facebook. But yes, my name Nate Brown. I'm a community activist in Ward 6. I've lived in Ward 6 38 years in Washington, D.C. around Certain Quarters, Temple Courts for the Washingtonians and for our new friends, the Noma area.
The Noma area.
Yeah.
Guys, look, this guy, he's been really persistent, okay, with wanting to be a guest here. And I'm so honored, to have you here on the show with me today. I know you guys may be wondering, where's Phoenix? Okay, Phoenix is working. Okay, the schedule does not permit right now, but she is still my partner, my ride or die, and eventually we will be on the screen again together. Yes. Okay, but even myself, I just really had to go away and just recenter. But so many amazing things been going on, so I just want to go ahead and just give a couple of shout outs. Okay, shout out Woman in Heels, but Woman Who Leads Connect. Okay. You had such a great event this past what was it, Saturday. So many amazing speakers. I was just so inspired. Okay, it's a stage that I will not miss again. Okay, guys, I'm in Beltway Radio Studios. I am excited just to be back. So we're going to take a miniature break. Before I do, I want to say if you need life insurance, guys, hit your girl up, okay? I'm your licensed life insurance agent, okay? I got really passionate about it. It was really, really important seeing our black and brown people not leaving those legacies for your family, okay? Um, so yeah, we're gonna take a miniature break in the studio. Then when we come back, I'm gonna begin my interview with Nate.
Let's get it.
Getting busy with me, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free. Getting busy with me, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with B. She too busy being beautiful, it's busy to be. We busy being busy, baby, that's the way it should be.
I tune into my station, baby, and get busy with B.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with B. We busy being brilliant, breaking down your issues with B. The best of being busy, baby, that's the way it should be.
I tune into my station, baby, and get busy with B.
Oh, what we talk about, we can talk it out, latest news, advertisement, what we bark about, charity, celebrity, what we talk about, therapy, prosperity, what we talk about, I'm from the nation cap, home of the Nets, we winning on you Bammers, baby, best believe it, we losing all you. Black violence with straps, can't depend on politicians, gotta watch our own back. Put the guns down, youngins. Life's about funnin'. Hate to see funerals, but love to give money. Shout out to VA and PG. You see us coming, MDDC. Be more what it do, dummy.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free. Getting busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with B. She too busy being beautiful, it's busy to be. We busy being busy, baby, that's the way it should be.
I tune into my station, baby, and get busy with B.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with B. We busy being brilliant, breaking down your issues with B. The best of being busy, baby, that's the way it should be.
I tune into baby, and get busy with B.
Oh, what we talk about, we can talk it out, latest news, advertisement, what we bark about, charity, celebrity, what we talk about, therapy, prosperity, what we talk about, I'm from the nation cap, home of the Nets, we winning on you Bammers, baby, best believe it, we losing our youth, the black on black violence with straps, can't depend on politicians, gotta watch our own back, put down, youngins. Life's about funnin'. Hate to see funerals, but love to give money. Shout out to VA and PG. You see us coming, MDDC. Be more what it do, dummy.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free. Guys, we are back in the studio, and I'm just saying, let the interview begin. So, Nate, if you don't know me, I like to have a little bit of fun. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and start off slow. Tell the people. I know you kind of say that in your introductions, but I always say, tell the people where you're from. Like, yeah, we got you. Introduce yourself all over again, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Okay, so my name Nate Brown. I'm a community activist in Ward 6, which is in Northwest DC. As I said before, that's around the Temple Court, Sursum Quarter area for the Washingtonians and for the new people who just came to DC. We call it the Noma area now. Yeah.
So just what made you become so passionate about that, your community?
I think watching my mother start off in the community, fighting for the neighborhood and letting them know information as far as right to return and how it was going to close and what that looked like. Indirectly, I just felt like seeing her go so hard for the whole neighborhood, it just made me want to step forward later. Like, cause initially I wasn't paying no mind. I was a kid, So seeing her like being very informative and telling people they can get a job is more to life than just living in a neighborhood, something just sparked in me all of a sudden, when I just said, man, I wanted to be involved. Cause by that time she had already had left And then now I return back to the neighborhood.
Okay. So you return, and I know it's gentrified.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Let's
gentrified.
let's
Yeah.
just. I mean, I know when we first did our phone interview. Tell me just a little bit about the transition of the neighborhood and how does it look now?
Well, you start off with apartment buildings and townhouses and liquor stores to oyster bars, juice bars, and things that's just different period in the neighborhood. I would say at the beginning, when I was in the community, it wasn't really set for people to thrive. You wouldn't even believe that people live in conditions we lived in. And we didn't really realize that until we started getting to see different demographics, different parts
Mm,
of the city that already had been turned over.
mm. So, so how is the crime rate now? How is the crime rate? That how was it then and how is it now? What's the difference with that? Are the
These
same people there? Because I know a lot of times when I know what happened with, my neighborhood, Southeast Washington, they took and moved everyone out. Okay, put them in Maryland somewhere, moved everyone out, and then you had to go through a whole qualification of things to get back in your neighborhood, and it really hit me hard because that was all my mom and my dad knew.
Yeah.
So they were selected to get back, but it was, I had to do this, I had to do this, I had to call that person and that person because they was really trying to keep them out.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people and that's a program, and that's something that's going on. That's another way to get people out of these communities.
Yes,
Have
it
you
is.
had any experience with that?
Yes, firsthand experience. So when we initially came into it, of course, they made promises saying that it wasn't going to be nothing about credit. We started throwing stuff that we thought were going to be obstacles up front so we could stop any opportunity that would prevent anybody from coming back. But we didn't see different type of loopholes coming into play. Like for instance, they started to they basically said that if you made over $30,000, you couldn't be a part of the local subsidy program. So now that forced you over to either tax credit or market rent. And we know a lot of Washingtonians ain't making 100,000 in Washington, D.C., not original Washingtonians. And then tax credit, you might make it just probably about $300 over what you would averagely probably plan with market rent, like $1,200. So to see stuff like that happen, and I feel like it was created, loopholes were created to stop us from coming back. I think it made my fight that much more harder, but it made me want to be more persistent and consistent and trying to figure out other ways to get people in, to keep asking questions, to keep letting them know we was at the door.
Mm.
Yeah.
So did a lot of people return? I know, like I said, Cascade, Southeast DC. That's all I know. Shout out to Trayon White, our councilman in our area. And he's a friend to the show and all of that good stuff. But they really had to fight to get back. You guys have 100% rate?
Oh
of
no,
return?
no. We don't got 100%. We don't even have 50%.
Mm.
Out of 700, we got 211 promised on the right of return. And what was explained to me, 65 was supposed to be in the first phase. And right now, from what I was told, we have 53 people right now who made it back to the first phase. So everything else was left for the other two phases that are coming soon.
Wow.
So of course, more promises being made, saying the second building gonna be strictly affordable. I mean, they trying really like trying to find a way to submerge this to keep it quiet, so it won't be radical, so it won't go left. So I'm trying to sit at the table and keep it as peaceful as possible, but at the same time, still making sure people getting that opportunity they deserve. Some people have actually been waiting this whole time, and some people really don't have nowhere to go, and they need that opportunity. So that's what it was about for me. It was about making sure you don't have nowhere to go. It might be somebody like you who's saying, man, this is all I know. So I'm ready to return back there. I want you to have that chance.
Yeah.
So that's what it was about for me.
Yeah. So give me an idea what the community look like now. I mean, I know it's a lot of changes. There's a lot of that.
I ain't gonna lie. It looked beautiful over there. The apartment building that they just put in there, we got Banner Lane exactly across the street from. It's beautiful. But what I always say in any interview that we have, beautiful for who? Beautiful for who? Because we basically getting outpriced out our own city. I think that, like I always say, it need to be some legislation for Washingtonians who've been here during the crack epidemic. Crack epidemic, one of the hardest times Washington D.C. has ever seen. We should have opportunities that basically represent what we went through here in the city. I mean, I know it sounds very generic, yeah, but I represent for the city, man. You know, this the city. I come from the original DC. I don't know about the new stuff, but with mixed communities, if they don't end up shaping it a little bit better, like somebody to represent for people from Washington, somebody represent for the new people who moved into there, and it's like probably like two other groups that represented in those apartment buildings. Whereas though we could all sit at the table and talk and come up with a way where we could all coexist together. Because right now, the stage being set for anarchy, honestly. You can't just throw people who come from different backgrounds, different demographics into one place and then expect us to thrive without some type of problem. We all come from different stuff, man. That's just point blank period.
What are some of the things that you doing to kind of put in place for returning? I was about to say returning citizens.
That's what it feel like.
Yeah. Returning. I know that you really big in the community. So I know I've seen you on the news. Let me just brag on yourself a little
Man,
bit.
thanks, man. My plans most definitely is to sit down with the owners of the Rise to talk about the future and what has taken place so far. Just let them know what I see as far as the progress that we made and what could we change, because some stuff has to happen, especially going into this next phase. This next phase, it got to be mega for me to feel happy what happened there. I'm happy for the initial phase, of course, because it's a lot of people who waited, and it's a lot of people who probably wasn't even waiting, but they needed somewhere to go, and that was what was expressed to me. I may have had people be like, I didn't make it back, but then I had another group of people saying, yeah, I got the opportunity to make it in there, and I'm glad because living out Maryland, there's no rent control, you know?
There's no rent control, and it just, I don't know. My experience was watching my parents only know Southeast, only know 4th Street, 6th Street, and have to leave, leave Maryland, come all the way over to Eastover just to go shopping. I mean, literally to the grocery store, literally. So I think for me, it was just hard to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because they really, that's all they really know. So it was so important. And I was, the liaison, I really communicated and I really went to town for my dad. Why do you need to see his retirement fund? Like, I don't understand that. Why do you need to see these certain things? So it was just certain things like that where they was just trying to downgrade his apartment size. It was just a lot of inside stuff. Because, I mean, he was on, I don't know what it's called, but I mean, just know he been there since to a long time. His rent was probably $500.
Man, that's why I said,
and they couldn't move, they couldn't budge, so they had to. I mean, the way they got him out, I'm sure he probably paying more now because the way he wanted to return. So to return, you got to pay this, or you had to qualify, and it's just a lot.
A lot of loopholes, and jumping through hoops that I don't feel like no Washingtonian should have to jump through.
No, not when we've been here our whole lives, and so it's just I mean, it's either too expensive to live, or you got to really live in crappy conditions.
There you go.
So it's just like, I mean, yes, they did a lot of changes, but it's all cheap, fixtures. So it's just, we'll see.
Exactly. We'll see. I think most definitely we gotta come up with a coalition coming from your side to my side to galvanize the people, because that's what it takes. If you want some real change to happen based on the conditions we in right now, we gotta get a little bit more radical, man. We gonna have to, because
so if you was in the Martin Luther King, Malcolm X phase, you'll be what, more Malcolm X, Martin Luther King.
I'm a hybrid. I'm well known to be a hybrid. Okay. I can talk educational to you, and devour you, or I can just come savage if you need me to. I'm a little bit of a hybrid. I love both of them. I love what they both represented. They both ended up in the same place. Okay. Yeah. So I most definitely respect the sacrifices that was made, and I made sure I did the education to understand it. Yeah. So I mean, I can't label myself as one. I love both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, so I mean, like if I was back in the day, I always think about me, like what side would I be on? But I would probably be somewhere in the middle because I mean, I want to express myself, but I don't believe in like non-violence. I feel like if you've been violent to me, I need to, be able to defend myself, defend my family. I think we're definitely in a phase where we are transitioning.
There you go.
I feel like the world is transitioning. We are transitioning. We need to look at things different. I do believe that we should have guns. We should be allowed to carry.
I'm not down none of that. That's none of not at
I
all.
just feel like it's just so much stuff happening in the world. Where we just losing so many people, either to the system or some type of gun violence. How is that? I mean, now for you, I know you're an activist. I know been affected by gun violence and stuff like that. How is it now?
It's still violence in the city because you still got local youth trying to figure out what are they going to do. Imagine going to DC public schools and you don't have no trades in your school. You don't have no true leadership on what they're gonna do after high school. Only thing they'll tell their kids is to go to school. But the education is the mecca of everything.
Mm.
They had trades out of school when we was in school.
remember.
It wasn't
I
no trades
remember.
when I was in school in
I
02.
remember.
So what I'm saying is, if you didn't have if you didn't go to pre-engineering when I was in Dunbar, I went to Dunbar, Paul Lawrence Dunbar. If you didn't have, if you wasn't going for pre-engineering, you wasn't getting no trade.
Okay.
So that means that basically when you left high school, it wasn't no civil service then either. So civil service was in my brother and them era. That was 6 years before I even graduated. That was 98, when they still had civil service. So really 96, yeah. So it was no real opportunity. We need better economical opportunities for these kids, man.
Okay.
So closing the Boys and Girls Clubs, that really set up a lot of violence. Because when I was growing up, when it was cold red in the city, the Boys and Girls Clubs used to be open at midnight. They'd rather have them kids in there playing basketball, being on the computer, than sitting on the corner picking up something from Lil Day that they ain't supposed to be picking up,
Okay. Yeah, I definitely wanted to bring it up and talk about it. I know, like I said,
it's my passion. I love
this
this.
is what I'm saying. I know how important your community is, and I know, like, let's bring light while we had the cameras on. You know what I'm saying? To talk about these things that's plaguing our communities that we just don't talk about and we don't see. Like as a young lady growing up, I had after school programs.
Yes, we did.
We didn't have to look to the organizations and different things because the school had it. We had what is it when you cook your cooking class?
Home ec.
Yeah, home ec. We had home ec. We had different things put into place, and we had basketball programs. We had things.
Great basketball
and then we
programs.
had a rec center. So even when we got out of school, we stayed at the rec until it was dark.
Exactly. Now we can transition going in the house. Yeah. Some of us might be still posted up outside, but
it saved my life. Yeah. I literally grew up and was just like, I don't want to be a statistic.
There you go.
Because in my time as a female, it was teen pregnancy. It was, all of these things, and you really didn't have that parent in the house. Most of the time, grandma raised us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, or the drugs had our parents. So it's just all of that. So most people aren't even equipped to be parents. We don't know. It don't.
Babies raising babies.
Yeah, it we don't know. What we missing. So I really wanted to bring light to that. Do you work closely with any organizations that you would like to bring light to?
Right now, I'm about Mr. War 6, man. That's the organization right now. That's where my main focus at.
Okay.
Galvanizing the people from grassroots, and let's make a transition and do something for the neighborhood,
Okay.
So if I had to mention a group right now, I like what Fatherhood doing. Fatherhood Social Quarters. I like what they doing because they really ingrained in the neighborhood, and you got a lot of strong young brothers who really come from outside and know what it feels like to be in those certain situations that would make them go the wrong way and leading them into other ways into getting some money.
Yeah, I believe in being proactive instead of reactive.
There you go.
I feel like there's a lot of programs out there that they react to what has already happened. And we're not, doing enough to get in the schools. I've seen even still now where the white community they create their own and they keep it in their community, whereas we go out and we not creating those programs or we not taking accountability for our kids. Because I feel like what are the kids really teaching? It's more like a daycare center than really preparing them for life.
Education has really dropped to its lowest, especially right now coming back through the pandemic. Education has dropped to its lowest degree. I mean, when you got kids watching videos and then tell them to answer the questions off of videos, the expectation done drop, and that's dangerous, man.
How you feel about the writing part? Like, I mean, my youngest is 4. You have kids?
I got 3. I got my son who is 12. My daughter just turned 10. And my youngest is 1. 1 in like 5 months.
Okay. Yeah. Still having them. All
yeah,
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But, if you had to see something in place for your kids, 10 years from now, because the world is much different than what it looked like.
I'm gonna tell you something that's going on right now that's really popular and very important. Cybersecurity is becoming a thing that we can't even skip past. Okay. They paying them $100,000 just for getting their A+ out the gate. So my kids be on the laptops all day. They got their own setups in their rooms. They not from the area we from. We was from neighborhoods. Right. Okay, their neighborhood is apartment 210. Okay, yeah, that's their neighborhood. Or I don't want to say Grand Theft Auto because I ain't buy them for them. What's that other game they play?
I don't know the games.
Yeah.
I really don't know the
games. My kids in them communities, them gaming communities, and
that's good.
Yeah, and we don't let them go in there with all the people talking because sometimes it be adults in there or some of them perpetrate like they kids. So we very mindful of what we will allow them to do. A little bit of YouTube and TikTok, but for the most part, I think that's it as far as that, But educationally, we always press the books on them. My kids homeschool. Yeah.
Oh, a lot of people didn't let their kids go back, which was definitely good. Like if you really gonna take that time and put that time in.
Yeah.
But like if you single and you gotta work, you gotta put the kids in school.
Man.
But
and I respect that.
Mind,
I respect that.
Wish we could have our own schools, our own teachers.
Man. You make me think back then when we was growing up. I went to Walker Jones Elementary. So we had people who looked like us teach us, when we was growing up. And I went to Jefferson Junior High School and middle school. That was probably the most diverse school I ever went to. Yeah, and I think that school was what sparked a lot in me. I had 3 dominant African-American queens as principals, and they dominated, man. They wasn't going for nothing when I went to Jefferson. And like I said, Walker Jones, I seen the male figure step up a lot. When African-American males show us that you could be prosperous, that somebody who look like you can teach you, and that was the era we had, Yeah, but even though our schools, now as you look at them, was just like a jail.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I'm saying. And it's just like, how do you get away from, that program? Because it's comfortable, it's what it's easy, you know what I mean? But really, once you take the green pill? Once you take the pill and you can kind of see things as they are and not what they appear to be, it's kind of hard to like really go with the flow.
Yeah, you can't because we already done went through the process. We did it. We are the pill to make sure they don't go through that, and our parents were the pill for us. So
to the best that they can.
Hey. To the best that they can. Hey, a lot of times I don't like to go there, because our conditions were different. The crack epidemic. Before that, it was dope. We seen a lot of that stuff happen in our communities, and for us to survive that, I'm trying to give a little more grace. Yeah, and try not to live there and get away from the traumatic side, because it was hard, man. It really was hard on all of us in Washington, D.C. There wasn't no parents getting away from that moment, Yeah.
It was. I mean, I can remember losing so many of my friends that I went to school with. And for early on, I always had a voice. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to, just make a difference. And I always used my voice to do that. And always not good, because I really took for granted that I had this voice and I had this gift.
A born leader, wit.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like now I don't take anything for granted. And I try to use my voice to kind of tell our story, and that's what this podcast is all about. It's just really coming on and speaking with someone like you to kind of put it out there. You know what I'm saying? And hopes to inspire the next generation.
I'm like you, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That no matter where you from, you could be great. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people from where we from and they just excel and they doing great things, but you won't hear those stories.
Yes.
So this podcast is to do that.
Man,
okay?
I appreciate you having me on to do that, man. I appreciate it. Man.
This is what it's all about. B, we're gonna take another quick break to get that energy back up. And we'll be right back.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free. Getting busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with B. She too busy being beautiful, it's busy to be. We busy being busy, baby, that's the way it should be.
I tune into my station, baby, and get busy with B.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with B. We busy being brilliant, breaking down your issues with B. The best of being busy, baby, that's the way it should be.
I tune into my station, baby, and get busy with B.
What we talk about, we can talk it out. Ladies news, advertisement, what we bark about. Charity, celebrity, what we talk about. Therapy, prosperity, what we talk about. I'm from the nation cap, home of the Nets. We winning on you, Bammers, baby, best believe it. We losing all you. Black on black violence with straps. Can't depend on politicians, gotta watch our own back. Put the guns down, youngins. Life's about funnin'. Hate to see funerals, but love to give money. Shout out to VA and PG. You see us coming, MDDC. Be more what it do.
Busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free. Getting busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with B. She too busy being beautiful, it's busy to be. We busy being busy, baby, that's the way it should be.
I tune into my station, baby, and get busy with B.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with B. We busy being brilliant, breaking down your issues with B. The best of being busy, baby, that's the way it should be.
I tune into my baby, and get busy with B.
What we talk about, we can talk it out. Ladies news, advertisement, what we bark about. Charity, celebrity, what we talk about. Therapy, prosperity, what we talk about. I'm from the nation cap, home of the Nets. We winning on you, Bammers, baby, best believe it. We losing all youth, the black on black violence with straps. Can't depend on politicians, gotta watch our own back. Put the guns down, youngins. Life's about funnin'. Hate to see funerals, but love to give money. Shout out to VA and PG. You see us coming, MDDC. Be more what it do, dummy.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free. Getting busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free.
See, if y'all not in the studio when we take that break, okay? I mean, I really do have one of the hottest theme songs that's not on the radio, okay? Getting busy with me.
It is hot, though.
Shout out to B Street Jizzle for the hottest theme song, okay? That's not on the radio.
It's hot.
Okay, so I've been real nice. The first part of the show, I mean, really, really polite, really nice, learning your story. I mean, you're a very handsome guy, okay? And, the ladies want to know, are you single or, what's your story?
I'm married. I've been married for 2 years. Yeah, I'm married.
And if you like it, then you should have put a ring. Hint, honey. Hint, honey.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How's the married life? I mean, because it's all we don't talk enough about the positive, the black love, just that part, So this podcast, look, we want to bring. How's the married life? Okay.
Married life is beautiful, And the reason why I say it's beautiful because when you got somebody to share life with who most definitely hold you accountable, y'all learning together. Y'all going through trials and tribulations together. Y'all have dark times together. Y'all have happy times together, man. It don't get better than that. A partner who gonna hold you down and make sure you grow. You need somebody like that. You ain't got that in your corner. I'm praying for you.
We talking about the two-parent household. Because you know back in the day, that was really something that they put right in front of us, right? So meaning when I say that, they put it right in front of us to the point where they broke up the black families, right?
Intentionally.
Intentionally.
Yeah.
So if you wanted welfare or you needed assistance, you could not have a man in the house, right?
At all.
And then back in the day, they used to literally have social workers to come to your house and look through your house and check out how you was living. Like you really had to be poor, basically, or appear poor.
Had social workers coming to check your house.
So I mean, I'm just saying, I'm happy that we getting back to the foundation of the home. Yeah, it's nothing like being a dad. The dad's presence in the home is key. Okay, let me just drop a footnote on that. Okay, the book is coming soon. Okay, I mean, because I was that girl that did not have the dad in the home, and it really affects. It really affects your mental. It really affects the type of woman you are. Because again, being a parent, it doesn't come with a menu. Okay.
It don't.
So with that being said, I didn't really have anyone to speak over me.
Yes.
Like you are enough right now. Like so I do a lot of affirmations with my kids and I try to bring them to knowing that, you are a human, having a spiritual, that I do all of that love.
I whispered in all my kids' ears when they were born. I whispered in all their ears, all three of them. I always say something. You're great. You're beautiful. You're gonna do something awesome. The world needs you. I always gave them information, affirmations when they were young.
Know they're valuable. Yes. I'm just saying, as a dad, we need that type of stuff.
We do. We do.
And then your woman too. Shout out to the two-parent household.
Yes,
okay?
we just crystallized that, bringing it back in style, man. And also, my father died when I was 6 from cancer. So I don't know, it was just something in me that just wanted that moment again. Like I wanted to revisit that moment. I always say this, I'm Nate Brown and I'm here to set the record straight.
I like the name though. I'm Nate Brown. It sounds like a I like that name.
Yeah,
Nate
I'm
Brown.
here to set the record straight. Like when it comes to my family, I want to show what it really supposed to look like. Mm-hmm. And I ain't saying that the ones before me didn't represent, they most definitely did because they got me to where I'm at now.
Right. Did you have mentors? I mean, because when I ask you these questions, I come to a place where I really, this show is just to highlight you, your brand, everything you're doing, and really, hopefully, being able to take something from it, right? Meaning that it's not enough people that's doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? That want to make a difference. That's making itself available and accountable for a whole community. A lot of times we think as one person we can't make a difference.
It's a ripple effect. I think when I started that, I started seeing more people getting involved in it. And hearing people say, I'm amazed at your transformation.
What's your transformation? What's your story? You ever been in jail? Like, what is your story as a black man? Like, you gave me the cookie. I told you this is the part of the show where I get a little rough. Okay. Like, what's your story? Like, what, I mean, I know you said your mom, you know what I'm saying? But do you have a backstory? As far as like, I mean, it's not good to say, but do you have like what's your story?
I got 3 brothers who from the street,
Okay.
and 2 of them died in the last 2 years. And I have an elder brother who he was one of the brothers. I had a brother who was under my eldest brother that was killed when I was 8. So my father died when I was 6, and my brother got killed when I was 8.
Okay.
Then transitioning now, my last 2 brothers, which was my eldest brother and the brother that's 2 brothers above me, they both died in the last 2 years from heart attacks.
Wow.
So that's my background. Seeing them go through the harshest time in Washington, D.C., I had a choice to make whether I wanted to follow in their footsteps or switch the program. I think it was time. I most definitely thought it was time to show that I can lead and be strong and take the strength and the backbone they gave me and take it to the right way. It was so easy, living in the real DC, black hole and all that, to fall short. Like so many of my friends.
I literally got the chill.
Yeah,
Because it's real, and then that's the thing. It's real easy to choose the bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy.
It's right there. It's knocking at your door.
It's easy to get in trouble like that, right? But it's so hard to get out. You know what I'm saying? And I was really, really fortunate. Like I'm like you. I'm a middle child. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a female too. So it's certain expectations that we have.
Oh,
And
we
that
really are
that,
middle
that you
children.
have.
If you talking about from my
You know
mother,
what I
I
mean?
got a brother and a younger sister. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's from my mother. I really am a middle
Yeah.
child.
So
Yeah.
it's just different expectations. And I mean, I'm just saying I really wanted to know that story because it's always something that trigger you to be like, oh no, I don't want to do that.
I
You know what I'm
watched them.
saying?
I watched them,
I don't
man.
want to do that.
I watched my brother come in after my brother was killed. You know, my brother that was above him get killed. I watched him 25 years talking about that same story and the trauma that it left inside of him. Like we'll be talking and he'll just start talking about, I remember one slam, and I just watch him go back into that mode.
And that's a whole thing where people don't understand the power of their mind and just being able to let go. I mean, it's really important to find a way to get in the present moment and don't get stuck.
There you
You
go.
can get stuck looking back, or you can just
Easily.
you can just allow God to continue to like use you and choose to be in the present moment. I mean, we do that a lot, and we don't even know that we going back to a sunken place.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So it's just like we don't do better because we don't know better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like what I get from your energy is just like, look, I know better, so I'm doing better.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? I know that I can't sit and do certain things. It's just like I really feel that you live it how you
Man, when my brother used to say to me when I got my first apartment, he said, I couldn't have this, Nate. You know what I'm saying? He said, don't let them trick you out your spot. You know? He said it's so easy to get tricked. I done went through all of that. And to see you right here, right now, man, I'm happy, man. I'm happy to see you keep going and doing something, man. We did all of that already. You don't have to do that. Yeah, you don't have to go we win.
So you the youngest of your brothers.
Yeah, I'm the youngest. I got a brother who's still alive right now. It's just me and him now. And I got a younger sister and I got an eldest sister. Okay. Yeah. So my sister only 2 years younger than me now. Okay. Yeah.
But that's fine. My sister, we 11 months apart.
Okay, so you
know
know
that generation, they was just going and going. It's five, it's 5 of us. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
I'm the middle child.
Yeah.
And, I have a brother. He's older, and I have an older sister and 2 younger. So yeah, I think it's our generation. I think with me, I was like, and I don't want all of those kids. I waited. I waited. And my youngest is 4. She just turned 4. But being a parent, you want to do things different. You look at life different. You know, and it's something about becoming a parent that and I know for women, I can only speak for women. You know what I'm saying? It just really changes you. If you was dealing with someone that wasn't really equally yoked to you, you see all of that. And more than likely you're gonna let them go. So I just wanted to just bring light to, Black love and community.
Yeah.
And just all of that good stuff.
Watching my kids at night really propelled me. I knew once I first started having children that I was going to go as hard as I could, and that's what got me here today. I talk to all of them. My oldest, which is 12, Nate Jr., I tell him, I said, son, you was the start of my first run. My first run in saying that I was going to do something righteous for y'all. And then when I had my daughter, when you got a girl, you really got to stand hard. I cried when I had her. That's when the feelings started coming back to me. And I was like, I want her to have something to look up to. I don't want her to say, oh, my daddy selling drugs or my daddy a follower. And not saying that people sell drugs as follower, but I wanted her to be like, I got something positive in front of me. I want her to see the man that I want her to marry. So that's what that moment with Temple Course was about.
I'm loving it because look, we talking about family, we talking about activism, we talking about community, we talking about so many things. And I think for me, just hearing it, I just know we're on the right path as a Black community, as a community.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Putting the dads back in the home and knowing and just letting it be known that we need y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it was something you said that made me think about my dad, right? And again, I'm plugging my book. Okay. But it was something.
I got a book too.
Yes, plug it. But it's something that we don't talk about, and and it's all men in the room. But I just want to talk about it because I told you I did a women's retreat over the weekend.
Okay.
And I promise you, every speaker that got up was talking about molestation. You know what I'm saying? Being molested. And for me, my dad was my dad, you know, and that he showed me love in that way.
Yeah.
So as I got older, unselfconsciously, that's how I led. You know what I'm saying? So it's only now because I went through the healing. I don't look back. I don't, I forgive my dad. My book is called Forgiving My Dad.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I forgive you. I'm not, he's no longer with us, but I'm just saying I had to forgive to be able to release that.
So you could grow, yeah.
And let it grow. But I'm just saying it's so important that you have that representation of what, and you be that person that you want your kids to find.
I'm happy that you said that because it take two. It take a woman also. And I'm happy not somebody, but a woman said it out loud that, man, we need our males, because a lot of times we have these conversations, it's always some type of setup to make us go against each other. When I always say this to my wife, I can't make my kids without you. I got to identify that at all times, that I need you like you need me. And I don't want to be a chauvinist, a male chauvinist, when I'm just saying like the male is everything. Nah, I'm a king and you a queen. And I can't be a king without a queen.
I just think it's very important. Like for me, what I learned through my healing process and, the great person that I have in my life today.
Okay.
It's very important to me that, I can remain true to myself. I can be a queen.
Yes.
And you not be intimidated by it, that you dealt with all your trauma, that you're not affecting me. Because a lot of times we don't talk about that trauma that a man needs to deal with. That he carries it on, he suppresses it,
there
he
you
keeps
go.
it in,
there you
and
go.
he affects the woman that he say he loves.
And you need that safe place to be able to let them demons out. Because if that woman is the woman who not she say she is, but she shows she is, she gonna chase them demons away. That's what they do. That's what a strong black woman do. They chase all your demons away.
I feel different now. I feel like it is not your woman's job
Well,
or the man's job to deal with.
It's
my
not
trauma.
your job.
I feel like only you. Like
could
I feel
deal
like,
with it.
yeah, I feel like it starts and ends with you. And I feel like, the universe, God aligned me with someone that met me where I was at the time.
And held you accountable to it.
Yeah. So I mean, I really, appreciate that. But I really, like I said, this is the everything show. Okay.
Yeah.
This show is
we
not
doing
just
it.
one way.
Yeah.
It can go either way.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? So what you like to do for fun? Because we talked about everything you do in the community, but we want to show people that you're human too.
I coach basketball. Okay. So initially I started off coaching my son basketball team. He started off playing 6U and 8U. Okay. 8U at number 2 Boys and Girls Club, and 6U I had him at Forestville. So I was coaching basketball, and this year I just coached Edgewood, my niece and my daughter team, which is a 10U basketball team. Okay. So I let my son go ahead and venture out and let somebody else guide him, So that's one of the things I love to do. I love to coach. I love to play cards. I love to play spades. Okay. I love to travel. I want to see different parts of the world. It's still a lot of the world that I haven't got to see.
Isn't it good when you get out that box? A lot of times, a lot of people from where we from, they can't see outside of the
DC,
Northeast rims,
Yep.
And even we have so many beautiful communities that we don't talk about, that we don't see, it's just like all of that good stuff. So just to hear you say, yeah, I like to travel. Like I love to travel and I love to eat. Like I really, two of my favorite
that's
things.
our rule. When we go out of town, we don't eat McDonald's. We try and eat what's for the locals and wherever we at. Yeah.
It's just fun just to explore, different venues, different things. I'm loving it.
Yeah. So you can get an opportunity to grow. When you go see other places thrive besides your city, you learn stuff. That's what I think a lot of the pandemic was about. Because they know when we travel, we natural travels of this earth, and we learn and we disseminate information different than any other group. So to control traveling, I feel like holds us back.
I feel like if you can't take me there, because I'm just, where the world is going now, everything is going to be really controlled by the AI.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't really feel like we're going to need passports no more. We definitely not going to need real money.
There you
know
go.
What I'm saying? The US
Digital.
dollar, this is stuff that we ain't talking about,
Digital.
but it's happening.
Yeah.
And this is the time where we can really transition and really transform our lives. Yeah. Because everything is going to be digital. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like if
Cash
you're not
society,
investing, you know what I'm saying? If you got more than $250,000 in the bank, you might want to spread it out.
Yeah,
you know what
diversify.
I'm saying? Because And I say that to say that, you know, banks only insure up to $250,000
yeah.
most of the time. But I'm just saying this is some of the stuff that I'm like really, really passionate about. I'm passionate
You on
about just,
page, yeah.
you know, finances and things like that. And it's just like this, you know, this season, you're gonna see stuff that means a lot to me. But I'm getting back more grounded. I want to get back to home. I want to get back to interviewing entrepreneurs. I got a great lineup. So this is what I'm doing. I'm winding it down. I got a great lineup for the month of April, guys. It's just some amazing people are coming through. So next week, I believe I have Keisha the realtor. Okay. We're gonna talk women empowerment. We're gonna talk financial gain, you know, some of the things you can do is really buying a home the dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, because we was fed so many things, but I'm just like, is it really the dream?
You might have people say renting is better,
and
you know?
And I say that to say that maybe, yeah. I say that to say that. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk women empowerment, okay? We're gonna talk about, you know, just loving on yourself. We're gonna talk about financial gain, okay? And then I got some fun stuff coming up. I got Marcus, he's coming through this month. He has a what is it called? A virtual when you have hold on, what is it? When you a mobile lounge, okay? A mobile lounge, okay? Hookahs, drinks. I mean, just like all of that stuff. He might even pull it up. Okay, we might gotta open that show up. I might gotta push that one back. Okay, but no, we have a real pack-filled show, and then we cannot forget that Buzy her birthday. Okay. So when Taurus season come in, okay, we are going to party here in the studio, and it's gonna be an early party. Okay. So yes, my birthday is coming. I'm so excited to celebrate with you guys. I'm gonna, you know, one thing that I learned in church is I'm riding it out. It is no more stopping. I'm riding it out. I'm riding it out. I'm riding out.
Go get it.
Shout out to Dr. Pastor David Venable. Okay, I had such an amazing time in church. Okay, and every time I go, it's like you talking to me. Ride it out. So I'm riding it on out. Okay. So guys, and I need you guys to join me at church. Okay, we got a whole little thing. Whoever bring the most guests, okay, they get $100, right? I'm willing to share it with you, okay? What is the address? 5634 Sheriff Road. If you don't know the address, hit your girl in the DM, okay? Come to church with me, okay? Let's celebrate Easter. Come meet my family. My mom gonna be there. We in the building, okay? So again, I missed you guys. I've been away, but
welcome back.
It's on my heart, man.
Welcome back.
This is what I'm called to do. So you guys we back to the roots, okay? I'm looking for entrepreneurs. I'm looking for women. I'm looking for who knows what I'm gonna be doing, okay? But we definitely gonna do a street event, okay? Buzy will be Adopt the Block, the 4300 block of 6th Street Southeast. So we got that event coming up, guys. I want you guys to come and get your t-shirts. Come and join me. We're going to do one in April. I'll give you the exact date. We're going to do one. I'll give you the exact date for that April one. And then we're going to do a back to school one. So I'll give you all of that good stuff. But again, if you need life insurance, hit your girl up, okay? Let's leave legacy plans, okay? Love on your family even when you're not here, okay? Set them up properly. I love you guys. I see you next week. Peace.
Charity, celebrity, what we talk about, therapy, prosperity, what we talk about, I'm from the nation cap, home of the Nets, we winning on you Bammers, baby, best believe it, we losing all you black on black violence with straps, can't depend on politicians, gotta watch our own back, put the guns down, youngins, life's about funnin', hate to see funerals, but love to give money, shout out to VA and PG, you see us coming, MDDC, be more what it do, dummy.
Getting busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free. Getting busy with B, getting busy with me. I'm too busy being beautiful, loving and free.
Getting busy with B.